Welcome to day 22 of my 30-day water fast. I'm Dave, and this is Dave Does Life. Well, today I'm feeling pretty level, pretty decent, normal, and I've been feeling like this for the last few days, and it's kind of good. It's just at this point in the fast, it's like I'm not even fasting. I just have a lot of extra time on my hands without having to cook or clean dishes. Today's weigh-in was 171.8 pounds with 25.2% body fat. So that's a total loss of 18.5 pounds. Not exactly where I wanted to be. I'd like to be a little bit lower than that. But again, I wasn't coming into this specifically with weight loss in mind, more health. But, I still need to lose a few pounds. My target weight is going to be, for the year, is 165. Now, remember, I always consider a 5-pound rebound upon refeeding. So at this rate, I'll probably get down to about 168 or so by the time the fast is finished. With a 5-pound rebound, that's 173. So yeah, I'm gonna have a few pounds to lose, but we'll see. There's still 8 more days to go, and so that's where I am. Now let's get into it. So one of the things I've learned during long fasts, especially this one, is that fasting doesn't just take food away. It takes distractions away. Like I've alluded to before, habits, good and bad, tend to show up once you've taken that away. I love the phrase, when things go quiet, when one thing goes quiet, other things get louder. And that is so true in this particular case. That's been one of the most unexpected parts of this for me. I've talked in a few other of the episodes how habits, patterns, coping mechanisms that we don't really notice that we have until the noise is gone. Food's just one of the biggest buffers that we have. And I promise I will stop saying I'm working on it. When you remove food, you don't just get hungry, you get aware. And this time around, something became very obvious to me. I realized, this is specifically for me, one of my habits. I realized how much news I was consuming. I had come to the realization prior to starting this fast that I was absolutely addicted to the news. I consume news constantly, whether it's on YouTube or through podcasts. I listen to the CBC a lot. And I realized that it was a problem before, but this fast, when you take away that buffer of food and everything else bubbles to the surface, it really, really became apparent to me that there's a problem here. But knowing that there's a problem and feeling it are two completely different things. The background noise didn't really feel so background anymore. But here's the thing, fasting obviously didn't create this habit. I knew I had it before, but it really exposed the damage that it was doing to me in the form of stress. You know, I started to notice something really important. Again, I'm more than 3 weeks into this. So over the course of this 3 weeks, it didn't just come and hit me in the forehead. This has been kind of bubbling up over the last 3 weeks. The realization of what this is doing to me, and I hope you can relate with. It's not necessarily the news for you. It could be something else. This is just my experience and one I wouldn't say anecdote, but one aspect of my personality that fasting has brought to the forefront. It made me realize that the stress that I thought I would reduce by fasting was being reintroduced to me with what I was watching and listening to. So here's the kicker for me. Long fasting really does something interesting to stress levels. As insulin drops, digestion quiets down. The body gradually um, shifts into a calmer baseline. Fewer demands, way fewer spikes. But the nervous system really doesn't care where stress comes from, whether it comes from inside or outside. For instance, it responds to hunger, danger, and headlines the same way. So, again, while fasting lowered my stress from the inside, I was barraging myself with stress from the outside. Now, I didn't quit the news. I did not quit the news. I didn't make a rule. I didn't announce anything. I didn't go cold turkey. I just started quietly unsubscribing. So every time I picked up my tablet or logged into YouTube, I just asked a simple question. Does this actually add to my life? If the answer was no, or if it was constantly depressing or triggering me, I'd unsubscribe. Just one channel at a time, no pressure, no urgency. I have a tendency to jump all over things when I decide something, taking it one step at a time. And something interesting happened for me. I started consuming a lot less news, but I didn't or don't feel uninformed at all. Again, I still consume news, but I've just taken away what isn't serving me. My sleep has improved. Rumination, I suffer from that. That has improved. Baseline stress feels lower. But now this takes time, right? This isn't overnight. So this fast, didn't necessarily just help me lose weight or simplify my routine or things like that. It didn't just do that. It has done that, but it's helped me see what's been stressing me all along from the exterior. I'm not anti-news by any means. I love watching the news. I love being informed. I just said again. This is me noticing how inputs affect my stress. So for me, fasting has become a mirror. And I believe that if there's one takeaway from this, it's that sometimes the most powerful part of fasting isn't what you remove, it's what's revealed, what becomes visible when things go silent. And for me, that awareness has been just as valuable as the fast itself. And with that being said, that's where I am today, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Dave does life.